Welcome back, farmers. Today is going to be a good day. These are the days that you look forward to when you start planting your seeds and your little seedlings back in early spring, because today we're going to be harvesting quite a few things from the garden here. I'm very excited. So without making you guys wait any longer, let's see what I've got growing in here and what I'm going to be able to eat for the next few days. I feel like James Prigioni Jr. right now because I can see how he gets so excited when he harvests all of his vegetables and fruits throughout the summer. This doesn't take too much work, but the work that you do put in is completely worth it. So the first plant I'm going to talk about today is my long neck squash plant. I've been harvesting a few little ones here and there to make sure it's still producing, but today we have quite the crop. So what I'm going to do is go through and pick as many as I can that are ready to go. With plants like squash, you're going to want to pick them before they fully mature, because once they fully mature, the plant stops producing, and that's not what you want to do. So I'm going to start picking them, and I'll show you how many I can get. So here's what we're working with right now. We got, 5-6 squash there. Feels pretty good. So just like the squash, we're also growing some Boston pickling cucumbers. It's the only variety I planted this year. Looking back, I wish I would have planted more. But with what we have here, we have steady production, and there's a few on the vine right now, so I'm going to show you how many I can get from this Boston pickling cucumber plant. And just like the squash, you're going to want to keep on top of these. I don't have access to the garden every single night because I don't live here. So if you don't live close to your garden, taking them when they're a little bit smaller is way better than letting them get fully ripe, because just like squash, once they're fully ripe, they're done. So you're going to want to pick those even if they're just a little bit too small. So this one right here, a little bit too small, but I don't know how quickly I'm going to be able to get back out here. So if I let this go into full maturity, we're talking no more cucumbers for the rest of the summer, and that's not what I want. I don't want you to have to go through that either. So off of that plant alone, we were able to get 6 cucumbers, and I think that's good enough for tonight. So behind me here, we have the great tower of indeterminate tomatoes. I do not have the best system for these. A couple videos back, I tried to make a trellis. They're just getting way too big too quickly, and like I said before, I'm not able to come out here every night, so I'm doing what I can. There's a few ripe on here, so they're cherry tomatoes, nothing too crazy. Not a big tomato guy, but I will be growing more next year. I want to learn as much as I can, because when I say I'm not that big of a tomato guy, it's not that I don't like them, I just don't know much about them. So that's something I always want to keep learning about, and I'm going to show you what we have ripe on the vine right now. So it might be a little anticlimactic, but we do have 4 little cherry tomatoes. You can pick these before they're completely red. From what I understand is after you pick the tomatoes, as long as they're like 20-30% ripe, you can sit them out on your counter and they'll fully ripen. That could be a lie, and don't always trust everything you see on the internet, but I'm going to try it here, see what happens, because this one right here isn't completely red. So we're going to try it out and eat the 2 that I do have that are red. So I'm going to add these to the bowl. Alright, so here is a plant that I don't talk about too much on YouTube. I do talk about it a lot on TikTok, so you might not be up to date with this. But this is a hydroponic shishito plant, and in my last video, one of my last videos, I talked about how I changed the nutrients in these. Since I changed the nutrients, it's rained again, but it has not seemed to affect the overall performance of this plant. There are tons of shishitos on here still, and I'm going to go through and see how many I can get off of this single plant in late July. So you can wait for shishitos to turn completely red, but what a lot of people do is pick them when they're still green, and as long as they're 2 to 4 inches long, you can take them off the plant and they still taste delicious. I had some fried with some earlier long neck squash that I picked off the plant, and they're fantastic. So here's one. I'm going to go through and see how many I can harvest. So it looks like I got 13 shishitos in total. I think this is just proof that if you pick some early peppers, the plant is going to produce way more. Because if I let all the other ones ripen, I don't think I would have got these extra 15. Or however many it was, 13, something like that. Earlier in the season, I picked off another 15. So we're up to almost 30, 40 peppers off this one plant. Do yourself a favor and grow a shishito in your garden next year. Alright, so the next plant I'm going to talk about is this banana pepper. Same thing with all these other plants. Pick early peppers, pick early cucumbers, long neck squash, whatever it is. Your plant's going to produce more. I don't know if that's science, but it's been working for me for a while now, so that's what I'm gonna do. There's a few banana peppers, not many, but I feel like if I pick them off now, the plant's gonna go, all right, let's do this and start producing more. So I'm gonna take what we have on here, not too many, but for where we're at in the season right now, I'll take it. So in total, we got 3 banana peppers. The last plant I'm gonna talk about today is the elephant jalapeno, or elephant pepper. It's this bizarre jalapeno that grows, I don't know if you've ever seen the stretch marks on regular jalapenos. This one's been specifically bred to only have those stretch marks on it. Well, there's a few on the vine, or the plant I guess, because it's a pepper, that are being produced, and they're actually already starting to turn red, which is kind of crazy. But I'll show a little bit closer image of it here in a second. These scars that it has on it, these stretch marks, are so cool, and I will definitely be sending out seeds at the end of the summer because I think everybody should have the opportunity to grow these. They're a little bit rare. They're kind of like a farmer's market jalapeno, but not exactly the same. So I'm gonna try and save seeds for you guys. I'm gonna harvest some early ones because just like everything else, like I've said about 1,000,000 times now, you pick early ones and this thing is gonna keep producing all summer. So I don't know if you can see it, but it has these little tiny stretch marks all the way across it, and these will turn red at the end of the summer, just like a regular jalapeno. But yeah, these stretch marks are just really cool. So I'm really excited about this plant, and I'm really excited about what I'm able to harvest overall. There's a couple more of these on the plant that I'm gonna harvest, and I think that'll be it for the video. Well guys, I think this is proof that even with a small garden, because by no means is my garden that big, you can grow quite a few things that you'll be able to enjoy in the summer. Right here, I have so many different things that I can do. I'm gonna do some videos here soon about cooking. I already have one up about how to make mint extract, so if you wanna go watch that one, fantastic. But I just wanna say, even if you don't have a lot of space, you can do this too. So I think that's really cool. But with that being said, if you haven't followed me on TikTok, do that. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, do that. If you want free seeds, I'm gonna be sending out these elephant peppers when one of them ripens on the plant, which isn't gonna be too soon, but when it does, I will be able to send them to you. All you have to do for some free seeds is send a self-addressed envelope to my P.O. box, which is on my Instagram. So if you want those free seeds, follow me on Instagram, give me a DM, and I will happily send you some seeds. Drop a like because I love making this content for you guys, and I just have so much fun out here. I think that'll be it for this video, and I hope your plants are growing just as good as mine. See ya.